lovely people, it's Roxy Renee. This will be my video where I will be discussing having postpartum depression. If you guys would like to hear my experience, please stay tuned and we'll get right into it. So for those of you who do not know what postpartum depression is, I'm going to insert the definition of it. I discussed having my son April 10th, 2016, and I knew that I was sort of a candidate for postpartum depression because I've dealt with depression since I can remember, from being a child, an adolescent, teenager, all of those stages in life I've dealt with depression. So I knew that the hormonal imbalance that I was going to endure during pregnancy would probably shift things for me and make my depression a little worse after having the baby. So my first onset, I would say, of the postpartum depression was immediately after giving birth. When my son was born, I wasn't even at the hospital very long. I went in at about 9:30 a.m. and he was born at 4:46 p.m. So for my first child, I would say that that's a very good time frame. I wasn't in the hospital overnight. I did not have to have a C-section. I did have a vaginal birth. But when he was born, after the exhausting experience of pushing him out, I just wanted to go to sleep. I'm not going to say I didn't feel a maternal connection to him, but I just wanted to go to sleep. I was tired, exhausted. We had to do the skin-to-skin contact, and I wasn't really there. I just wanted to go to sleep. And that was the first time that I was really just like, wow, I'm a mother now. I just had a baby. But I didn't feel that extreme, like, he's mine. I didn't cry. Like tears of joy, that is. I didn't do any of that. And I didn't, even after we got discharged from the hospital 2 days later, we're home. I spent a lot of time at home with the baby by myself for many different reasons that we'll take a whole nother video to discuss. But having to take care of this child, I didn't really feel like he was mine. So my postpartum depression did not translate into me not wanting my child around or hating my child. It had nothing to do with that. I just didn't feel like he was mine. I felt like I was taking care of someone else's child, or I was just a caretaker, maybe a sibling or something. I just didn't feel like he was mine. And I just really went into a deep, dark, sad place. Everything in my life just started to just feel bad. I just felt down. I felt ugly. I felt messed up. I felt just so many things, and I couldn't really enjoy being a mother, being a new mother with this beautiful baby, that I'm changing diapers for and sterilizing bottles for, and just looking at him as he's smiling in his sleep. Just all of those little cute little things that babies do when they're newborn, and just trying to figure things out. I didn't really get the chance to enjoy them because I was battling this disease, and I didn't get the chance to really discuss it with my doctor until my 6 weeks postpartum appointment, and I could have reached out a little sooner, but I knew from looking up, how people cope with postpartum depression was medicine. I did not have the time to really focus on my mental health because I had to get back to work. I was the primary breadwinner, and still I'm the primary breadwinner, so I didn't have time to be home, off medication, just tired and fatigued, and I had things to do. So I did not feel like medication was the right way for me to go. And sometimes I wish that I would have taken a little more time to focus on my postpartum depression, on my mental health specifically, because I feel like it would have helped. I'm 8 months postpartum, and I'm still dealing with a lot of the effects of postpartum depression, and people are just always, saying that I'm always negative, that sometimes happiness is all about how you do it, and you bring happiness on yourself. It comes from within, but I'm sick. I can't I can't be as happy as a normal person would because I'm battling such a engulfing disease. I would love to wake up every day and be positive and morally see things the right way, but because I'm battling such a thing that is starting to swallow me, I don't know what I should do. The best thing I feel like I need to do is just try to pick up the pieces of why I feel the way I feel and how I can change the way I feel. But at the same time, I really do feel like sometimes I need to go and seek like real help for what I'm battling. I've thought about going to check myself into a mental institution just so that I could focus on me, because now my life is circling around, taking care of my son and working and just doing the things that I'm supposed to do as a good mother, as a good woman. And that sometimes sets me back because I put my feelings on the back burner, which, millions of women have done over the course of time. Not saying that I'm special in some form of way, but for me personally, I just wish I had a little more time to focus on me so that I could get me together, and that way I could be a better mother to my son. Having postpartum depression, I feel like the best thing that one can do is have the best support system around them. My son's father does not really understand it. So, in my case, I received a lot of verbal abuse, and I would say also emotional abuse, because he would throw it in my face a lot, just saying, oh, how am I supposed to make you happy or do anything for you when you're sad all the time, or you're just depressed, and he would just throw it in my face. And that's not, you never should do that to somebody that's battling such a thing, because it's really inexplainable. And a lot of people don't even really think that depression is real, which is another, form of mental abuse. You can't tell me that what I'm feeling is wrong, or that what I'm feeling is not real. I don't think that makes anything better. You're not gonna mind fuck me by telling me that what I'm feeling is wrong, so that way when I wake up the next morning, I'm just gonna be happy and jolly because, oh, you cured me. You told me that what I'm feeling is not real, so maybe I should just snap out of reality. No, that's not how it works. Having my hormones be so high during pregnancy, and then after having the baby, my hormones still leveling out, I would just snap. It was just certain times where I couldn't take the apparent disrespect, or even little things that weren't disrespectful. I would just be so sensitive to, just because I knew that he didn't understand that what I was battling was real, and I knew that he took it as a joke, or just that I was being a bitch about it, when I really wasn't. I just couldn't help it. And like I said, I'm still battling it now. I've learned to cope with it a little bit better, which honestly, my coping mechanism has just to kind of become numb. So which is not the greatest, because I feel like I probably will have a bigger explosion within my emotional self soon, because I have a lot going on in my brain. And being around somebody that's probably not well themselves is not the best idea. So my advice to those who could be battling depression or postpartum depression, if you're around people that are not supportive of you, that cannot be supportive of you because they're battling something within themselves, you need to separate yourself from that, because that's not going to make you better. It's not going to heal you in any form or way, because that person or those people, if they're not there to be a listening ear and to understand how you feel, then you have to put yourself around people that do. You have to, sometimes even if you need to be by yourself for a while, and this is friendships, relationships, situationships, all of those things, you have to separate yourself from them if they're not beneficial to you and what it is that you're battling within yourself. I find myself not wanting to talk to my friends about certain things anymore, because I don't want to burden them with the same conversations over and over again. I don't want to, because I know that they're going to try to give me an answer because they love me, they're trying to help me. That never really is how it translates. It always translates as them not understanding that I'm battling something that I really cannot change, in the form of chanting, I'm going to be happy today, or you are beautiful. those things don't help people with depression. It's a mental, it's a mental disorder, you know. So telling somebody to do things that may work for you is not always going to work. If you are not battling depression, it's going to be hard for you to offer advice to other people that are battling the depression or postpartum depression, simply because you haven't been in a place where you feel so helpless, you know. And it's a daunting thing to feel like, you know, you don't really have anybody to talk to, because you don't want to burden them with your issues, and you don't want them to tell you that you're making yourself worse by thinking too much, or you can't stop your brain. I would love to turn my brain off, if only for 10 minutes, and I could just relax and meditate. My brain doesn't allow that, because my brain does not work that way. I hope through speaking about it more that I can heal myself a little more. You know, I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, but through battling postpartum depression and working and doing all the things that I'm doing, I haven't had the time to. So I do hope that this is therapeutic to me and to others that may be battling the same, you know, things that I'm dealing with. But if you have any ways that has helped you come through your postpartum depression, please let me know so that I could try it. But I do encourage those of you that are around people that are not beneficial to the betterment of you to erase them from your life or separate yourself from them. That is my advice. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I do hope that I get some encouraging comments, because I need them all. And I hope that I helped somebody by, you know, at least on a level of relevancy. You know, you're not the only one. You're not alone. I am not alone, and I know that. And I wish to surround myself with those that could heal me and can help the betterment of me. But I will see you guys in my next video, which hopefully will be very soon. And I will talk to you guys soon. Happy New Year. Take care, guys.